is freedom, money's not happiness, you know? So it's kind of temporary in my opinion. So I would base it on morals, standards, values.
He's gone through some things that, you know, maybe the media doesn't know about. And I can say that I am one person that he does pick up the phone and he calls. So there's some things, you know, kind of personal, but
when he go his dad, he don't be doing all that. And I don't know if it's because he's a man, but he don't be doing all the extra falling out stuff with him.
Floyd Mayweather is said to be facing serious trouble after people from his own family reportedly revealed details linking him to a shocking $42 million fraud case. During this situation, his longtime partner Gallian Navila shared her thoughts and made it clear that money does not last forever and cannot bring real happiness. She believes strong values matter more than wealth and explained that true peace comes from real relationships and personal principles rather than chasing material things.
I mean, honestly, more than anything, like, money is freedom, money's not happiness, you know? So it's kind of temporary in my opinion. So I would base it on morals, standards, values, how they are as a person, where they come from, their family, how they raise a child.
How long do you think a woman can last in a relationship that has no romantic side to it, just strictly transactional?
Depends on the woman and how she carries herself.
Floyd Mayweather's daughter has finally spoken out as the $42 million fraud claims involving her father continue to spread. In a recent live video, she looked upset and overwhelmed while sharing her concerns about everything happening. Her response shows how deeply this situation is affecting the family and the emotional pressure they are dealing with behind the scenes.
When he go his dad, he don't be doing all that. And I don't know if it's because he's a man, but he don't be doing all the extra falling out stuff with him.
Floyd Mayweather's former partner and the mother of his children, Josie Harris, once shared deep concern about how much he had changed, saying she never expected such a drastic shift over 21 years. She suggested there were serious issues around him that people did not see in public. In a 2014 interview, Harris said she felt anxious even thinking about facing him, showing the emotional impact of their past. Their son Karen also spoke about seeing a troubling incident between his parents, which revealed the struggles within the family.
He's gone through some things that, you know, maybe the media doesn't know about. And I can say that I am one person that he does pick up the phone and he calls. So there's some things, you know, kind of personal, but I have seen him overcome some things, and he actually has helped me with a lot of things as well.
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle and former trainer, has shared that he is confused by Floyd's recent lifestyle decisions. He pointed out that Floyd's habit of buying buildings and getting involved in different ventures now feels unorganized and hard to follow. Jeff admitted that he no longer understands what Floyd is doing, which shows there is now a clear distance between them. He also said that the people around Floyd today seem to have taken the place of real family, which reflects a big change in his personal relationships.
I have no idea. I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much, so we don't really get a chance to talk very much. And so I don't really know what's going on. I know he's doing things that, you know, to better his life, like, you know, buying homes and buying, you know, different things. And so, I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, I haven't seen him in quite some time. And I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, I don't know.
Floyd has always taken pride in being in control, making his own deals, and handling his own money without depending on others. While this mindset worked well for him during his boxing career, it has not been as successful in business. In the financial world, making decisions alone without proper advice can be dangerous. His way of doing things has resulted in some questionable investments and financial choices that are now drawing attention.
Floyd Mayweather, after the Aaron Chambers fight, went to Monaco and put 11 million on black. It's 50 million on black.
Everyone earns their own money. You do what you want with your money. Right?
Yeah.
But to an extent, I don't respect it because you're someone that's in such a seat of influence. Especially when like, we were younger, we used to
look up to Floyd.
And what's he teaching the guys coming up? Well, spunk your money on
the casino, dumb shit.
Work so hard to get it, and then throw it away in the casino. Like, come on, man.
That's the thing. It's like that lifestyle. Floyd is not. Why do you think he'd come back doing exhibitions and that, bro?
Sure.
Probably, I don't think Floyd. Don't get me wrong.
I think his level of broke is our level of rich.
Joe Rogan has openly called out Floyd Mayweather over his financial behavior, especially his habit of not properly handling tax payments. Rogan warned that ignoring these responsibilities can easily draw attention from the IRS and lead to serious legal trouble. He explained that no matter how rich someone is, avoiding federal duties can bring heavy penalties and strict investigations. His comments highlight how important it is to stay responsible with finances and the risks that come with ignoring tax obligations.
He owed that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this, he makes so much money, there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Floyd's lavish spending has been widely reported, with claims that he once used $5 million in just 1 week on buildings and a new jet. These kinds of expenses have made people question his financial position and what he truly prioritizes. Critics believe these moves are more about keeping up a certain image rather than making smart and well-planned financial decisions.
Motion of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement, or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era, ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching the sport of boxing. No one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up how you like. Get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap. We can have that for another video. But this man is going to go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And it's going to, and I understand the argument for those who may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a great boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport, ladies and gentlemen. But the fact remains, Floyd Money Mayweather and all of his accomplishments and all of the great things he's done inside the ring, however, seems to be playing the same tune or acting in the same movie of a lot of boxers that make a lot of money and just go on a spending spree with it and fucking, you know, end up broke in their later years, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you think of some of the greatest boxers through the eons of time.
Floyd's relationship with his family has also been impacted, as his father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., shared his disappointment over how fame and money have changed their bond. What started as a simple talk about a car quickly turned into a heated argument that led to a serious fallout between them. His uncle Jeff also pointed out the growing distance, saying that the people around Floyd now seem closer to him than his own relatives, showing how much his personal life has shifted.
We had, at one time, we was coming up, we have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is what it is. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. father, mother, brother, sister, name it. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
Floyd financial dealings are now facing serious scrutiny as he has been connected to a $42 million fraud case with reports claiming that his statement about owning 62 buildings was exaggerated.
Yes. But he's just flaunting, as you said, he's flaunting his opulence. He's also flaunting basically his middle finger at the IRS. You cannot do this. No. You will lose. This is one foe you can't outrun or outdance or outsmart or play defense on. You just can't get away with it. You can try for a while, but the clock is just, that meter is just running and running and running, and it's just going straight up. Interest and penalties. Yes! As we speak. Another day just passed, another interest penalty.
Business Insider reported that he only held partial ownership in the properties, which has led to accusations that he was not fully honest about his claims. The impact of the situation has also reached his personal life. His daughter Iyanna Mayweather was reportedly seen breaking down emotionally during the ongoing financial turmoil and expressed worry about everything happening. Her reaction shows the heavy emotional strain this controversy is placing on Mayweather and his family.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
I didn't see that.
Floyd Mayweather, widely regarded as one of the greatest boxers of all time, has also remained a controversial figure, especially after his retirement. While his skills inside the ring are beyond doubt, his activities outside it have often sparked debate, particularly his exhibition fights and flashy lifestyle. Since retiring from professional boxing in 2017, he has taken part in exhibition bouts against fighters such as Logan Paul and John Gotti III. These events have been criticized by some as being mainly driven by money and lacking real competition. Even boxer Oscar de la Hoya has raised concerns and suggested that these fights could damage Mayweather's long-standing legacy.
Yeah. That's the shot. But you know what it is? I think obviously with Floyd, he gets the biggest percentage of the purse, isn't it?
Yeah, but he can still get the biggest percentage of the purse.
Yeah, but Ricky Hatton's gonna want more. He'll want more.
He'll want more.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when they fought in their heyday, Floyd got more.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know what I'm saying?
No, but Floyd wants like 95% more. 90% more. You know what I'm saying? It's not like...
He's like 95-5. Yeah, that's how he likes to do it, innit? Because I'm not going to lie, if Floyd fought Ricky, both of them now, catch weight, 154, O2 Arena, it will sell out.
It will sell out.
Mayweather, however, has defended his exhibition fights and says they are simply another way for him to continue building wealth and securing his legacy. He compares his life after boxing to successful business leaders such as Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett, stressing that focusing on financial growth and long-term success is an important part of his mindset.
Why does it always come to money?
Why not? I mean, everything you got on costs money. Everything you do costs money. You can't take your wife on a date for free.
Is that how you measure your success?
No. I'm loyal and honest. And I'm a good person. And I call a spade a spade. Money don't make me, I make money. And without money, I'd be the same person. I fought so many fights for free.
Mayweather's tendency for luxury spending is well known and widely reported. Sources claim he once spent around $5 million in just 1 week on real estate and a private jet. These kinds of expenses have raised concerns among observers, especially given his past issues with tax authorities. In 2015, the IRS placed a lien against him for more than $22 million in unpaid taxes.
How do you explain all that? How did that happen in your life?
What things happen? I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. She was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, in my children's life.
Despite these financial concerns, Mayweather has continued to display his wealth and frequently shares glimpses of his luxury lifestyle on social media. This has drawn criticism from some people who feel he focuses more on showing money than protecting his long-term legacy. Others have also raised doubts about whether his financial habits can remain stable over time. Floyd Mayweather, who once owned several promotions and ran his own business empire, is now reportedly facing serious financial trouble. According to reports, he was detained in Dubai over unpaid debts, which has fueled speculation about the state of his finances.
Well, in today's news, they're trying to convince the public that Floyd Money Mayweather is broke. Alright. Oh, successful boxer. Do you want to know how to be woke? Do you want to know how we think? Well, sit down for a second and let me help you out, okay? This is how we interpret the situation. First of all, why are you telling the public his financial information? Why? What's the reason? Let's start there. Nope, let's put a pin in that, okay? Now, who is he? Floyd Money Mayweather, okay? Successful boxer. 50-0, undefeated. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know. He fought a little bit more after that. But 50-0. Let's just go there. All right? Very successful. Most highly paid boxer ever. Okay? So, he's dumb, right? Oh, he can't read. That was funny. Remember the 50 Cent jokes and whatnot? Because, they got into it because 50 wanted to be a part of, starting up the company or whatever. The whole thing went however it went, right? But Floyd Mayweather ultimately didn't need his help to do that. So Floyd Mayweather did it on his own. Mayweather Promotions, his own company, right? That he owns, okay? So he not only has his own company, or has had his own company while he was promoting all of those fights, but look at his fight selection. He chose to fight Mexicans and or Hispanics on or around Cinco de Mayo every year. Cash cow genius. That's why he money.
This situation has also led people to question his high-spending lifestyle, including reports of buying properties and a private jet within a single week. These kinds of purchases are now being closely examined, as some believe they may have contributed to worsening his financial problems.
This is all I hear every day. Oh, I'm getting money. You know who I am? My name holds weight. Okay, all that's cool. But why are you tripping about spending $20 or $50 to get in the strip club? If you're really getting money like that, you're not tripping on $20 or $50. It's just a drop in the bucket. Me, myself, I got a staff, I got employees, I got to take care of. And if I let everybody in for free, I'll be out of business. You guys don't trip when you go out and buy them high-end cars. You don't trip when you buy the European clothes. And you don't trip when you buy them high-end watches. So why are you tripping about spending $20 or $50 just to get in the gentleman's club?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.